What is up, everyone? It's your boy Kenma from Vulcan, doing another Kicking It with Kenma episode. I have a lot to talk about after PAX and making it to Worlds and all the drama and all that stuff. We got a lot to talk about, so I'm gonna talk about PAX. I'm gonna talk about our preparation for PAX and what went down at PAX, and then how we've been preparing for Worlds and our my predictions for how Worlds will turn out. And then I'm gonna answer some of the questions that I got from Reddit on a thread that I made, and then I'll talk about some of my plans after Worlds. Okay, let's start here. Okay, so for PAX, our preparation was pretty much we scrimmed CLG and C9 only. Like they were literally the only two people we scrimmed, and we had mixed results in scrims. We did pretty well, but they went pretty much how they always go, and it wasn't anything special or bad. We went in expecting to get at least top two and to maybe even get first against C9 because we just we just it's what we expected to do, and we were pretty disappointed that we didn't make top two. So let's talk about our games against TSM. Shout out to TSM. They first of all, I want to say that I hate people that make excuses on why they lose this and that and stuff. It's just TSM was better that day than they won. That's it. So like the first game, we made some mistakes that we usually never make. Just call it it could be whatever reason. We made some early game mistakes, and they played really well and snowballed off it, and we couldn't come back in the first game. And then the second game, we fixed our mistakes from the first game. Second game was going perfectly fine, and we should have won it. And if we played to how good we can play, we would have won that game. But we threw that game on multiple occasions. I don't know what it was. We didn't perform. Just through the second game. So yeah, shit happened. So after that, we know everyone was pretty depressed. After that, we had to go back to the hotel rooms that night, and we had to strategize for the dig games. I remember I was like half asleep because it was so late, and we pretty much we got after watching the dig. I think it was dig curse. No, dig C9. We pretty much just saw what C9 did to dig, and it was just dig hasn't changed too much through the season. Like they've added a few heroes, but like they're still their play style is still the same as it was in the beginning of the season, I feel. And we capitalized on their weak hero pools and just the same things that we've been capitalizing all season, and we won both those games pretty well. I mean, we still didn't play as good as we could have played in those games, but we still won both of them. So I'm happy with our performance there and making it to Worlds, especially bouncing back after we were pretty down after the TSM games. So I didn't really watch the C9 TSM games. I was fairly confident C9 would win unless somehow I don't know. I was just from playing C9 in scrims and just knowing them how good they are. I was fairly sure they were gonna win. I think I told Reggie the night before that I thought he had like a 40% chance or something, but it might have been a little bit lower than that. But C9 just played really well, and you could tell TSM got after the first game they went off their game, and that's what I heard anyway, because I still haven't watched those games. But okay, so congrats to C9, well deserved first place, and congrats to TSM for second place. So we are your three teams that are represented in NA. So yeah, it's crazy. So just I wanted to talk. Okay, let's talk about the whole Zuna, the big ordeal or whatever. So I actually got the video open so I can hear what he said. I've watched it at least like 4 times already, so I already know. But let's go there.
It felt really good. We weren't too excited because we did get knocked down, but against Dig, we already 4-0'd them in the season, so we knew if we played as bad as we did yesterday, we still would win. So we were really confident.
Okay, he said we were 4-0 against them during the season, and that if we played as bad as we did against TSM, we'd still win. It's pretty BM like to do that right after the game, but you got to realize that Zuna is so hyped. Like we're going to Worlds. Like we're at the top tier. We're the upper echelon of what we do. You know, that's our World Cup. That's our Super Bowl. We're going to it right now. You know, so it's pretty fucking awesome. And he's hyped and not thinking about, he's not thinking about the situation. Like if he said that like any other time, I don't think anyone would even care too much. It wasn't, to me, it's not that big of a deal, but it's just kind of when he said it, it wasn't too great because, Dig obviously put in a shit ton of work. Everyone put in a shit ton of work and they didn't make it to Worlds. So like if I was in that situation, I would be feeling down too. I wouldn't want to hear my enemy or my opponent saying that. So, so we told Chris right away, just be like on Twitter, like be like, yo, you didn't mean the first part of what you said, but like, if I can remember right, I don't think anything else he said was that bad though. Let's go check it out. And let me let you know that everything that he says, I stand behind Zuna 100%. Even if I don't agree 100% with like the first part of what he said here, I still stand by him and behind him. I back him 100%. Like I'm not gonna sit here and say blah blah blah. He should have done something else. No, he's already done it, and it was just it's just your typical, it's just been blown out of proportions. It's not even a big deal. It really isn't. I don't think if Dig was angry over it and wanted, like, they asked, like, if it was actually Dignitas that was angry over it, then we would apologize to them, but they don't care as far as I've known. Like, I don't think they care. So why should you care if Dignitas doesn't even care? Okay, so let's see what else he said.
Fighting words. Yeah, I actually wanted to ask you about that. Normally see you very active, and now you were kind of chill when you won. Why was that?
Because it was just to be expected, and beating Dig is probably the best feeling I can get, because it would have been nice to beat TSM in the finals, but I tried out top lane for Dig, and they didn't want me, so now I knocked them out of Worlds. Feels great.
Okay, so if for anyone that hasn't been following the scene for a while, Zuna was trying out to be a top laner for Dignitas at one time with Kiwi Kid and Rux, who's on Curse as a sub or something. At that time, from what I remember correctly, like that was the Black Cleaver patch just hit, where there was Cleaver fever everywhere, and Kiwi Kid could play every fucking hero that wanted like Cleaver. Like I watched all the Dignitas games when he was trying out. Like pretty much Kiwi Kid could play all the heroes that just got buffed by Cleaver, and Zuna's pull was like Elise and Shen because he hadn't been playing top lane. He'd been playing jungle and CLG Black, and so every game that every game that Zuna scrimmed with Dignitas, they banned Shen against him, and then they like gave him Elise or something, and he performed pretty well. So I mean, but he just couldn't play the most Imba heroes in that current meta because he was asked to play top. So they chose like Rux and Kiwi Kid were both playing just the Imba Cleaver heroes. I remember from watching them, and so they chose Kiwi Kid. And I mean, how would you feel if someone chooses someone over you and then you beat them to go to Worlds? I mean, it's got to be a good feeling. There's nothing. All he said is that it feels good. That's literally all he said. Does it not feel good? Pretty much these people are saying you're not good enough. Kiwi Kid is better than you. We think he has better. Actually, Scar said we think Kiwi Kid has better potential than you. So we want to take him over you. All that's saying is that they're saying we don't want you. We want this guy. So of course it's going to feel good to beat them. It felt good for me to beat them. It's awesome to go to Worlds, I have nothing against Dignitas at all besides the fact that they didn't take Zuna a while back. Like that's like I don't have any grudge against them. I think they've all been cool to me and I've been cool to them. Like you can ask any of them. So I got nothing against Dignitas. They're a bunch of cool guys. Odie's he's a cool dude, I really don't think Dignitas has any hate against me or Zuna after this, but they might, I don't know. I don't know them well enough. As much as people want to say that like LCS players are friends and this and that, when it comes down to it, like when you take like a team like Vulcan and Dignitas, we're acquaintances at work, and our job is to beat each other. That is our job, to be better than the other player. So no matter how nice and friendly you are, it doesn't matter. There's still the person you have to beat. We're like, I feel personally that like if you ask if you ask any of the LCS players or if you ask the Challenger players, me and Zuna, we're really easy to get along with. We're probably the two chillest guys that you can ever get along with. We talk to anybody. We have no ego. Like I could have all this ego in the world. I'm like, oh, fucking finished second place in LCS. Blah, blah. No, I don't have fucking ego like that. I just want to be down to earth, and I want to be the same person if I was in first place or last place. How I treat somebody, because that's just how I am. That's how I was raised. So, let's see what else he said.
That must feel great. Tell me how you regrouped after yesterday's loss versus TSM.
We all cried for a little bit in the quarter, and then we came back, and then we were just like, we played really bad yesterday, but today's a new day, and if we lose this game, I had to uninstall Puzzles and Dragons. So
let me be the first to say Puzzle Dragons is a stupid game, and I wish 3 members on our team play it, and they are addicted to that shit, and I think that game is stupid.
Oh, now that we won, we're probably gonna waste like $100 each on it, so that's always good.
Tell me about that first game coming into that one. What was your general game plan?
Our general game plan was to get Shen because they're really bad against it, and then they gave it to us, and then we knew that they would pick up Evelyn. And Crumbs loves to run Ignite on.
Oh, another thing too about Zuna, like that people might not know about him when he was a top laner, that besides the people that played with and against him, he's by far the best Shen top laner in NA. It's not even close. Like, just the fact, like if you played with or against Zuna back then and you played against the Shen, you know that you have to ban Shen or you're probably going to lose. That's literally it's almost a permaban on him. Like having one hero that you have to permaban that's still strong in the current meta to this day, that's like a value. It's such a valuable thing. Like if you look at the Mad Life, like he has to have fucking like 4 or 5 bans against him, and then their team loses. Like if you have certain players that require shit to get banned, that means your other players are getting shit. All right, enough talk about that.
So we had a full CC team with Ash, Zyra, TF, and Shen. So every single team fight, he would just die instantly, and he could never even get on us because he didn't have flash. So they fell into our picks, and then we had globals. And then Cutie Pie, if he doesn't have Ezreal, he's not a threat on any other hero. So we just abused of that fact.
Okay, so pretty much he was saying Crumbs was running Ignite on Eve like Meteos does, and Ignite on Eve is just, there's literally no point to do that shit. I mean, you could snowball if you get a gank with it. I guess you could snowball off of it, but most of the time you're ganking a lane that already has Ignite, so it's kind of a waste. And you have, like he said, you have no escape. I mean, I don't really think he's not talking shit. That's just a fucking fact. Okay, so against Cutie Pie, this was another one where everyone was like, "Oh my god, he's shit talking Cutie Pie." What? No, he's saying at his Cutie Pie, the only hero that we think that our entire team feels he has as a threat is Ezreal. That's why we ban it. We know he'll play Graves or something else if we ban Ezreal. We knew what he was gonna play. This comes down to Cutie Pie not having a big hero pool. He's only going to play Caitlyn or Graves, and he doesn't play Draven anymore because Draven's nerfed. So he's literally only going to play Caitlyn or Graves. To my knowledge, those are the only 2 heroes he's going to play. And guess what? He played one of those heroes both games, so we obviously know what we're talking about. That's my job to know what we're talking about, and that's why he's just saying that. It's not even shit talking. It's just saying that if he's not a threat on Graves, because we feel in general Graves is not a good hero. Like our whole team has this consensus that Graves is not a good hero. Give it to anybody that wants to play it. That's what we're saying. We don't want to give him Ezreal because he will be a threat. That's what he's saying. It's not even shit talking. It's just how we feel as a team. It's not even how he feels. It's how our whole team feels. And then what else did he say?
You weren't afraid of Cutie Pie at all because he had a lot of CS in the first game as well.
Well, the thing is Graves, like he probably had 150 more CS than me, but it's not like he can do anything. He couldn't attack anything. The only thing he could attack is Shen, and Shen probably had like 300 armor. So me hitting Karthus, Evelyn, and Kennen when he's only hitting a Shen, I'll kill all 3 of them before he kills Shen.
Alright, and then going into game 2 where all the nerfs gone, it was just bring it home.
Alright, he's pretty much just saying that their team comp had no tanks, and Graves doesn't kill tanks ever, so Graves is useless late game. You've heard Double If say it. You've heard anyone say it. Graves' ass with 6 items. It's just how it is.
I felt like whoever won the first game pretty much won the whole thing. Because once you win that first game, the crowd's on your side, and the other team's demoralized, and it just felt great.
And you finished them off. And you won the game, of course. Now, tell me a little bit about your season in total, because you guys were top of the league, and coming into this one and getting knocked down initially. How did you experience that?
Excuse me.
Well, all in all, we definitely we did what we came out to do, just make it to Worlds. Like, it sucks we got knocked down, but in the beginning of Spring Split, we were 0, and now we're hero, so it feels great.
So what can we expect from both?
I think that was
Congratulations.
everything. Okay, so yeah, so pretty much about Zuna, what he said at PAX. My final thoughts were, yeah, it was pretty BM about the saying that we would have won if we played like we did against TSM, because we might have not won if we played that bad. But everything else he said, I had no problem with, honestly. Like the first part could have been done at like it wasn't the greatest time to say that, because like obviously kicking someone when they're down isn't the greatest thing to do, but he was hyped. We're going to Worlds. That's all he's thinking. In his head, he's like, I'm going to Worlds. I beat these guys that didn't want me. Fuck yes, it's a great feeling. And he's not thinking of what he's saying. You know, he's not a public speaker. He's a professional gamer. So you can take it as you will. That's how it is. Okay. What else do we got here? Okay. Oh yeah, I wanted to talk about like let me just give you like how full, like how 180 or 360. No, I don't know, whatever. Let me just explain this to you. Last year, me and Zuna are literally we're in Vegas. We're watching Worlds. He's playing on like whatever team he's on. I'm pretty sure that I'm not on a team at the time. And we're just like watching these guys. We're watching fucking TBA, and we're watching CJ, or what were they back then? Azubu Frost, and we're watching these top teams. And we're just like, man, how cool would that shit be if we could be there at the top level of, you know, of LoL, and be representing NA. You know, how cool would that shit be? You fast forwarded a year later. We've been living in a gaming house for 6 months away from our family. We've been literally had I think a 2-week vacation after the first split. We've been doing nothing but playing LoL, watching LoL, going over LoL. We've been living LoL 24/7 for fucking half a year already. If you include before that, it's even longer. It's like 8 months with a 2-week break only. We've been living, you know, it's been our lives. We've been doing nothing else. We've been putting on a shit ton of weight. We've been eating unhealthy, you know. It's just we've had all this stress and all. It's not an easy life. Like, we work hard at what we do, and that's why we're one of the best at what we do. It's because we work hard. We don't have talent. We work for it, you know. So I mean, if you look where we were last year, we were watching it, and now we're going to represent NA, and we're going to Worlds. It's fucking awesome. There's no better feeling in the world than making it to Worlds. Did I think that we even had the potential to go to Worlds when I first joined the team with Muffin? Honestly, no, I did not. I did not think it was a possibility. I would have been happy if we just made it back into the LCS. But after we got Bloodwater, me and Zuna and Psychosid, we all talked, and we're just like, we can do this now. There's no fucking excuse why we cannot go to Worlds and be one of the best teams in NA. And our goal was top 2 this season. We finished top 2 in the split, and then we made it to Worlds, which was our next goal. So we've hit both our goals now. So, you know, now we gotta do our best at Worlds, and, you know, hopefully we'll represent NA to the best of our ability. That's our new goal. Okay, so far our preparations for Worlds. As you know, most of the LCS teams are on vacation, so we've only been scrimming TSM and a little bit of C9, mostly just TSM. Scrims, they were going okay earlier in the week, and then I don't know, they've been okay. They haven't been great. We're making lots of stupid mistakes, but we're trying to up our arsenal, you know, add new heroes like we always do. We always try to make our improve our hero pool so we're more unpredictable and we can't ever be banned out and blah blah blah, you know, just trying to do what we always do. All right, I was gonna do let me do a prediction for Worlds. Group A, Gaming Gear EU, SK Telecom. Then the China Seed 2, which is probably going to be Royal, if I had to guess. Let's just say Royal. TSM and Lemon Dogs. The first thing I thought when I saw this group was KTB or SKT1 is going to dominate this group. I think they go through it pretty undefeated. Like, I don't see any of these teams giving Faker and his team a run, not even close. So, I would say SKT1 takes first, undefeated. Then second, like honestly, I do not know how good Lemon Dogs is because I've only seen them in the European World qualifiers for World. Like that's the only time I've ever seen them play. I didn't really watch them during the season because I didn't watch the European LCS. If I had to guess, I'd say China gets second, and then TSM or Lemon Dogs gets third. And then I think Gaming Gear will probably get last because I watched them play and they didn't look to the tier of these other teams. I'm not shit talking them. That's just how I felt when I saw them. All right, let's go on to our group. Menensky, the Filipino team, and then MVP Ozone, Fnatic, Gambit, and us. MVP Ozone, even though I think they took a little bit of a hit with this new patch because a lot of the tanks that their top laner played aren't as good. And like the meta is shifting still. I still think they're gonna take this. They're so strong. Like these Korean teams right now are ridiculous. They're really strong. I think Ozone takes this without losing one. And then for second, I think this is gonna be really close. Like Fnatic, Gambit, and Vulcan. I think any of us could take second. Honestly, if it's just gonna be whoever plays better on the day. Like I know Fnatic was looking really good. Like they look really strong when I was watching them when they beat Lemon Dogs, and I don't remember who beat. I think Lemon Dogs beat Gambit too. So, but I mean, Gambit and Fnatic are both such they're veterans of the big group stages. They've been here before. We've never been here before, but I'm 100% confident that we can beat both these teams if we're playing at our best. Then Menensky, I think Menensky will probably be last, just because of what I've seen from them. The teams that they're playing against don't look as good as the teams we've been playing against. So, just the region where they're from looks a little bit weaker. So yeah, that's my thoughts on the group stage. I think if we play good, we can get second in that group. Who knows if Ozone plays like ass, then we could maybe get first. I don't know. Let's see. Okay. What is your favorite Pokemon? I think my favorite Pokemon is Charizard. Do you think Zuna is your weakest link on the team? No, I don't. I don't think we have, like, out of the 5 players, I don't think right now that we have per se a weakest link. Like everybody on our team, like if you're just a random fan that just views, you're probably just like, oh, Cloud's a god, blah blah blah, you know. But I think everyone, no one knows besides me and the players what goes on during a game and behind the scenes, and I think everyone on our team has weaknesses and strengths that have to do with why we are where we're at right now. So I don't think we have a weak link. That's why we're good. Let's see. Are you taking any steps to raise your popularity? Yeah, after Worlds, I know that a few of the players, I don't know if all of them will be, but I know a lot of the players are going to be streaming on like a constant basis because we've been just nonstop, like, you know, scrimming and replay analysis and all the stuff we've been doing. We're just doing it nonstop. Didn't have too much time for streaming. So after Worlds, we're gonna stream. Me and Zuna are probably gonna take a vacation in Vegas to where we're from. We'd like to do a meetup in Vegas with the fans if anyone's down for that. You know, that'd be really cool to meet the hometown fans that we have. And yeah. So okay. Yeah. Oh yeah. Also, if anyone is interested on the off season, I'll be free. Like I'm literally not going to be doing anything, so I'll be available for like any coaching for any amateur teams or if anyone just wants like reviews or analysis that I could do. I'll be, or guest analyst or anything, you know, maybe shoutcasting, I don't know, you know. I'm open for anything, you know. I'm literally going to be not doing much till we start prepping again for the next LCS season. Do you need a video editing guy? Yeah, we would love a video editing guy, but we don't have money to pay you, so you'd have to be a volunteer. And I'm gonna look at the rest of the top posts on Reddit. How is the team addressing Zuna's behavior? Everyone. When I say everyone, I'm talking about the rest of the players on the team. Everyone is fine with his behavior. He doesn't have bad behavior. It's just the random fans that don't like. They just. Everyone's gonna. There's always a flavor of the month hating going on Reddit, and right now it's just Zuna. So I mean, it's been Hotshot before. Like a week ago it was Reginald. Everyone's just gonna partake on it. It's not really a surprise. It doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter to Zuna. We don't care about haters. We only care about the fans. Easy. Blah blah blah. Yeah, people are saying what? Oh, that's not even worth responding to. Okay. Why didn't Zuna attend his LOL class? Zuna and Psycho Sid. Not only have we been really busy scrimming for Worlds, they didn't have barely any people signed up. So last night, the LOL class guy talked to Psycho Sid, and they decided to reschedule the classes for him and Zuna, and that was it. They just decided to reschedule them. He didn't not attend his class. It was canceled and rescheduled, and everyone, like I said, everyone was posting, "Oh my God, Zuna, so immature, not going to his LOL class." No one said shit about Psycho Sid's class being canceled. It's kind of funny. Will Benny twerk at Worlds if you win the whole thing? I'll make him twerk. I'll twerk with him. Let's see. How do you believe Vulcan would play if they had a top tier 80 carry? Like we do now, because we already have one. Do you believe Zuna is a top tier 80 carry? Does he have more potential? He definitely has more potential. He needs to stop doing the stupid shit that he does sometimes. People don't know how smart of a player Zuna is because of the stupid shit he does. If you ask any of the LCS players if Zuna's good, I guarantee you they'll be like, yeah, his Kate's fucking annoying, or yeah, his Triss is retarded. If you're just a random fanboy, you don't understand how we play because you haven't played against us. If you think Zuna's bad, you probably don't understand the game well, and you're probably that's the only explanation. Do you believe you will do well in Group B in advance? I believe that if we play our game and we play well, yes, we will advance. If we show up like we did against TSM, no, we probably will not advance. Thoughts on the NA scene in comparison to the EU scene? I think I honestly can't weigh in on that because I literally did not watch the European LCS this season besides the finals. So they look pretty good in the finals. They have some weird heroes that they like more than us, like Aatrox jungle and Aatrox top. It's kind of weird. Here we go. How has being Zuna's coach affected the interpersonal dynamic between you two? It really hasn't affected us at all. We yell at each other all the time, and we're best of friends. I wouldn't change anything. If Zuna consistently underperformed for some extended period of time, would you ever consider removing him from the team? If I thought that he was playing like ass and the rest of the team thought that he was playing like ass, yeah, of course I would. To what extent do you believe that being your own brother's coach creates a conflict of interest within the team? I could see why some people would think that, but honestly, when it goes to removing a player, we've only had one instance once we removed a player was Muffin. I was the one who brought up the idea, but within our contracts, you cannot remove a player unless 3 out of the 5 players want to remove him. Which, if you take that player that's getting removed out of the 5, it's literally 75% of the 3 out of the 4 have to want to remove him. And I talked to the players behind the scenes, and they wanted to remove him too. That's why we ended up getting Bloodwater in the first place. So for me, if I don't know. I think that the way that we have things structured, if the players really don't like what I'm doing, they have the power to go against it, so veto it or whatever. So I think it's really set up nice that we have that. Like I remember Mega Zero was saying that he had no, like the players on Marn had no control or whatever over the roster, and I think that's kind of stupid. Let's see. With arguably the tougher of two groups at Worlds, do you think Vulcan? I already answered that. How are you addressing the hate towards Vulcan? Just answered a lot of that. Which team or teams will be the hardest to beat in your group? Obviously, MVP's Ozone. Let's see, blah blah blah. Oh yeah, people were asking, do you plan on putting your team out there in things such as vlogs, fan meetups, streaming, etc., like teams like TSM and CLG do? There's a reason they have the most fan these days, and even with C9's success, TSM still has the largest fan base due to their community and the community presence they have. Having a large fan base does not directly correlate with winning. I totally agree with that, but CLG and TSM have been around forever, and that's why they have the biggest fan base. That job, that's the PR job and making us more popular and all that stuff. That's not my job. That's Gnome Sand's job. Like I just do these vlogs for the fans to let them know what's going on, but I don't have to do this. I do this just because I like to. I'm doing it just so the fans have more info on us. Let's see. Can you better explain what exactly your role is as Vulcan's coach and what experiences you had to offer the team compared to someone like Alex Penn from C9 or Elements with Coast? Well, I've been competitively gaming since I was young. I've played literally everything. I was like, I played. I used to play fighting games. I was rank 1 and 2 on West and on Warcraft 3 Frozen Throne. I was in the first ever Dota tournament ever, and I got 3rd place with a team of like real life friends and someone from Australia. I was a professional Dota player. I made money in WoW. I was like rank 1 in. Alright. 1 sec, I got a phone call. I think we're just gonna call it. I think that's good. So yeah. Oh, let me see some final thoughts. I want to thank our fans and our sponsors because without the fans, you guys are just awesome. Meeting all you guys at PAX and stuff was really cool. I'm sure for all the like all those guys that are hating on us and whatever, that it's whatever, we don't really, it's not a big deal, the real fans that we meet, they know how we act in real life. We won't turn you down for a picture or a signature or whatever. We love you guys. It's awesome to meet you guys in real life. Let's see. Oh yeah, after Worlds, me and Zuna are going hardcore. Like I think it's about 2.5 to 3 months or something that we have off from before the next LCS season. So we'll be doing we're gonna be doing a Fat to Fit series, like where we're gonna record me and Zuna literally losing weight. It's going to be hilarious. So be on the lookout for that. Like, subscribe, share, let your friends know if you think they'd like watching this. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Vulcan_Kenma, and follow our team's Facebook at facebook.com/VulcanCommand. There's no underscore on that one. All right, see you guys later. Peace.